Hello, good evening. It's about 8 o'clock on today, and it's just thinking and was talking. I always come on after I've thought and talked about something with someone, and it sparked something in me. And today is that we have our own race to run um, in life. We have our own race to run. And I was talking to um, someone, or actually earlier today, and we were actually talking about just this individual is just feeling, so it seems like once you get over a situation, something else comes about. And I was telling her, I said, hey, that's life. The whole thing is that we have to have the tools, um, gather the tools necessary. And the tools can look like something like, hey, it can look like rest, it can look like talking to someone, it can look like writing something down when you're overwhelmed. And, what can you do to make sure that when you are faced with something or you feel like you continuously in this race to get ahead, whether it's on your job, whether it's in a situation, um, how well do you internalize these hurdles or these situations, and what do you need to be able to get yourself out of the situation? One of the things that I shared was oftentimes, whenever I see myself in a situation, I sort of step back and I write down whatever the issues are and say, which one can I tackle first? Everything doesn't have to be a stressed out moment, but you are already equipped with what you need in life to be able to get over whatever hurdle or whatever race that you're racing in. All you need are the necessary tools to get through it. You have to run your own race. You can't run anybody else's race. So I was just reminding her, but also as I was speaking with her, I also reminded myself that, hey, this is something that right now, in the right now situation that I'm dealing with, this is something that I have to do as well. So, what is it to dig down in your chest, your hope chest, or whatever it is, and pull out the necessary tools that you need to help revive you or refresh you to the point to where you get over the hurdle or you get through whatever it is that you're dealing with in life. It's not easy. It's not always easy. And that's what it's called. It's called life, and we stress, but how can we um, come out of that thing or things that we're dealing with, or how can we organize it? What's most important? What do I have to tackle now versus what can I tackle tomorrow or the next day? And what it does is it relieves a lot of that pressure that you're under. And with that said, I just wanted to just come on and just remind whoever needs that to be able to let them know that you're okay. You're okay. It doesn't always mean that you have to be totally stressed out to be able to function. And I'm saying this out of my own experience, and most of what I come on and I talk about is out of my own experience because at some point in life, or maybe I'm going through it, I deal with it, and I'm just sharing with you what is helping me in the process or helping me get through something. But I was just speaking to someone earlier that is just seemingly seems like it's things that just keep pounding on, pounding on. It was one thing that her car broke down. Once her car broke down, it seemed like, the gas prices did go up. And of course, I had to put some gas in my car yesterday, and I just stopped the pump because it was it was already at 3/4 at 50 something dollars. And I'm just like, oh, this is crazy at $5.07. And so I just was telling her, um, don't allow just a situation, but what do you need to be able to help you get over to make sure you get to work, to make sure you need this or need that. So she was able to figure it out. And I was just also said, hey, you also may give yourself a break. You're on the bus line. Put your car up, let it sit for a while. If you need some gas money, I got you. But at the same time, would you consider getting on the bus? And she said, you know what? I thought about that. And I said, no, just get on the bus and see how it works. And if it's too strange or too weird for you, where you are used to driving yourself. But if you come upon, people that are just disrespectful or any of those types of things, then, pull yourself off. You're going to get to work every day. Don't worry about that. And so she was like, you know what? That took a lot of pressure off of me. I said, sometimes it works just to talk it out because a lot of times what happens is people don't want to ask people either. It seems like if I ask, that means that I'm failing at something. And that's not necessarily the situation. And people don't always think about the negative stuff that you've already put in your own mind, thinking that somebody else is thinking that. And I have to say, that is not the truth. So that's where we are. um, but I just wanted to remind whoever's listening to this that, we have to run our own race. And that own race means at your own pace. What can you do to be able to run at your own pace and still feel good enough with yourself to say, you know what, I ran the race and I'm doing the best that I can. If you stumble along the way, get up, dust yourself off, and continue to run the race. It doesn't necessarily mean that you failed or you're a loser or anything. Just continue, just keep moving, just keep moving. Um, I know that I said that because I remember at one point I was in a situation and I just kind of kept it to myself. I didn't even share it with my husband. And I just said, you know what, I can do this. I don't need to tell nobody. I was so darn stressed. And I was like, and I was reminded, God said, I sent you a helpmate. And my pride got in the way. I ain't gonna even lie. My pride got in the way. And I was like, I don't need to tell him I can handle this. But I couldn't. And I was overwhelmed. And it wasn't just with just maybe two little things. It was major. And I was like, no, I feel like I'm just not because I'm not saying something. I felt a certain way about it. And I was like, no, I'm gonna let him because I felt like I didn't want to stress him out either, you know. But I thank God I did because what he said to me during that time was so simple and I stressed myself out because I was like, well, I'm just gonna keep it to myself. And just dealing with that like that, it piled on. It piled on because I was worried about maybe I should, maybe I should. No, I'm gonna do it myself. No, I'm just gonna do it myself. And it was just interesting. I could laugh at it now because it was something so simple. And he's a really down to earth, easy person. He doesn't deal with stress. And he was just like, babe, you could have just talked to me a couple of days ago. This could have been, that could have been resolved. And I said, yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right. And so I've learned a lesson that's always stuck with me. When it feels like you're juggling so much, sometimes you just take one of the balls or one of the pins out of it and just deal with and just juggle two things up and down, up and down. And if you can't do the two things, maybe you can just juggle the one, just one. One thing is okay. And then all of a sudden you check that off your list and go back and say, you know what? I need more energy to deal with this one. So maybe you'll take a break for a day or two and then come back to that one. Always try to deal with the thing that needs your most attention, but also learn how to breathe through it and exhale and learn how to just take walks or just drink water. You don't have to suffer all by yourself because maybe you're in a situation you feel like you're by yourself. See if you can find someone to talk it out. With that being said, hey, thank you. Be blessed and know that we are all assigned a race and races in life, and we all have the tools necessary to get through it. So, as a reminder to you, keep your head held high, say your prayers, and just continue to live your life the best way you can. With that said, peace and blessings always. Bye.